I had meticulously crafted a plan so extraordinary it would sweep my wife off her feet and crown me the ultimate husband. You know those moments when your whole being buzzes with excitement, like you're about to pull off something truly magical? That was me, brimming with anticipation, every fiber of me trembling to make this night unforgettable. I envisioned an evening free from the chaos of parenting. No stray juice boxes cluttering the floor, no ducking toy trains speeding across the hallway, no mysterious sticky smudges on the fridge door to scrub away. Just the two of us, wrapped in soft candlelight, a glass of wine in hand, perhaps some smooth jazz playing softly in the background. I imagine myself fumbling through pretentious discussions about wine grapes, trying to sound like I knew more than just red and white. Romantic, right? I went all in. My parents, God bless them, agreed to take the kids for the entire weekend. Not just a quick visit, but a full, uninterrupted weekend. That's like hitting the jackpot in the parenting lottery. I even reserved a table at a fancy restaurant. The kind where the napkins are starched and folded perfectly, and the last thing you'll see is a high chair. Usually, when I drop the kids off at my parents', I don't get back home until evening, sometimes even later. But this time I was on a mission. I left the house at 8:30 a.m., feeling like a secret agent embarking on a quest fueled by love and passion. By 12:15 p.m., I was already back in our neighborhood, flowers resting in the passenger seat, a carefully curated playlist queued up, rehearsing my surprise smile in the car mirror, a cheeky grin meant to melt her heart. But as I turned onto our street, something caught my eye. There, parked right in front of our house, was a massive pickup truck, towering, tinted windows, the kind of vehicle that screamed, I probably spend more time in the gym than at home, and I'm not shy about showing off. At first, I didn't think much of it. Our street's a madhouse of random cars, contractor vans, guest vehicles, you name it. So, I parked a few houses down, planning to sneak in quietly through the basement door like a lovesick ninja ready to dazzle. My heart was pounding, excitement making me light on my feet as I tiptoed inside. I was ready to sweep her off her feet, to make the day magical. Then I heard it, her voice, but not the sound of dishes clinking or a cheerful sitcom laugh. No, this was different. Intimate. Private. My mind scrambled for an explanation. Maybe she was just enjoying a moment to herself before our special evening? Awkward, but manageable. Then I heard a man's voice. My stomach dropped, twisting into knots like I'd been punched straight in the gut. I froze, my pulse hammering so loudly I could barely hear my own thoughts. The anger hadn't come yet, just a hollow, raw emptiness that made my spirit feel like it was being ripped apart. I moved upstairs like a ghost in my own home, the silence in the kitchen contrasting sharply with the unmistakable sounds coming from the living room. I'm no tough guy. I grimace if I stub my toe and once apologized to a lamp after accidentally knocking it over. But I had to know. I pulled out my phone, activated the camera, and crept around the corner like some amateur detective. There they were, my wife, entwined with a stranger, a sight so shattering it felt like my soul was being torn into tiny pieces. It was a nightmare made real, something I never wanted to see but couldn't look away from. I recorded it, maybe to convince myself I wasn't hallucinating, maybe to have proof, or maybe because my mind was on autopilot while my heart shattered. Then she laughed, whispering something about heading to the bedroom since they had time. Time. How fitting. Should I set an alarm for your infidelity? Or just book you for next weekend? I waited until they went upstairs, then slipped into the living room. There on the floor lay his trousers, amateur hour. I opened his wallet, took a photo of his driver's license, name, address, smug grin and all. If there were awards for terrible decisions, this guy was winning gold. I left the house, got into my car, and broke down. Not just a few tears, but raw, messy sobs that blurred my vision and made the windows fog up. The kind of pain that turns your carefully curated playlist into a soundtrack of heartbreak you never asked for. In the haze of that devastation, I decided to play it cool. I pulled into the garage, made a little noise to announce my arrival, and walked in like nothing was wrong. "Hey, darling, surprise," I said, voice steady against the storm inside me. She appeared, wrapped in a robe, hair disheveled, cheeks flushed like she'd just run a race. "You're home early," she said, her smile brittle like a knockoff jewel. She offered me wine. I took it, because what else do you do when the guy who just slunk out the back door like a comic book villain was sitting in your living room? She kissed me, led me to the very couch where I just witnessed betrayal. I sat there numb as she played the part of the devoted wife, but all I could hear were the fading footsteps of the man she chose over me. Days passed, and I couldn't stop watching that video. 10, 15 times a day like punishment. Each replay was a fresh stab, but I couldn't tear my eyes away. She noticed my withdrawal, the way I flinched when she reached for me, but I stayed silent. I was done. I couldn't erase the image of her with him, couldn't drown out their voices, couldn't undo the damage. Our kids didn't deserve this chaos. I didn't deserve it. Honestly, she didn't deserve to stay in a marriage she'd so thoroughly shattered. I contacted a lawyer. Divorce papers were in motion. I wasn't to scream or plead. I would handle this with the dignity she'd stripped away. I started changing, not out of spite, but from a quiet, steely resolve. I stopped watching the videos so much, eventually stashing it in a folder named "Don't Open Unless You Want to Feel Awful." I returned to the gym, cooked real meals again, even dusted off my old gaming console, a relic from a simpler time. I told friends I was busy, but really, I was in therapy, lifting weights, and gathering the strength to walk away. Then came the night I decided to confront her. I brought home a bottle of wine, not some cheap stuff, but a $50 Cabernet that screamed, "I'm heartbroken, sophisticated, and about to change everything." She was on the couch, scrolling her phone, completely unaware, as if our life together hadn't just crumbled. "Wine," she said, surprised. "Yeah," I replied, pouring 2 glasses. "Thought we could talk." Those words were like a warning siren. Her body stiffened. Her smile faltered. She knew the storm was coming. We sat, I sipped slowly, then said, "I've been thinking about that weekend. The one where I came home early to surprise you. The one where you told me you were just taking a bath." Her eyes flickered, just for a moment. A betrayal of guilt. I pulled out my phone. Her face went pale, like she'd seen a ghost. "I have something to show you," I said, silencing her protests. I played the video. Just a few seconds. Enough to show her with him. Enough to prove I wasn't imagining things. She looked like she'd been swept away by a tidal wave of regret. "I can explain," she whispered, voice shaking. "No," I said, steady as stone. "You could have explained weeks ago. Instead, you lied. You kissed me with the scent still on you. Poured me wine like I was your plan B." She broke down, tears streaming, mascara running, begging me to stay. "We can fix this," she pleaded. "The kids are our future," she said, desperate. "You ended that future." I cut her off. "You didn't just cheat. You brought him into our home, onto the couch where our daughter watches cartoons. You disrespected everything we built." She sobbed, swore she'd end it, said she didn't love him, didn't even know why she did it. I believed her in a way. Maybe it wasn't love. Maybe just a reckless escape from monotony. But that didn't mean I had to forgive her. "You didn't just break my trust," I said. "You turned me into someone I don't recognize. That ends now. I file for divorce. You'll get the papers soon." I raised my glass to new beginnings. She didn't toast. She just sat there, ruined by her own choices. The next morning, I packed a bag with just the essentials, clothes, a toothbrush, and whatever pride I had left. I moved out, leaving behind the life we'd built. It's been weeks now. The kids are too young to understand the full story, and for that, I'm thankful. I'm working on myself, rebuilding the man I want to be. It's not easy. Some days, I miss the comfort routine, the shared coffee pot, the familiar lies. But peace, real peace, feels better than betrayal. It sleeps better than doubt. It doesn't dig through texts or wonder if the person beside you is truly yours. I deleted the video for good. I don't need it anymore. The memory is enough. And I deserve so much more than what she gave me.